So I remember when I was a kid, I really admired people that shot straight. They told you exactly how they thought, what they felt. They didn't bullshit, right? I really admired everybody I met that was very honest, right? Brutally honest in some cases. I thought those people were always the best people. They were the people I admired. I wanted to be one of those people. I didn't want to grow up to be one of these fake people that everything they said was all bullshit, that their whole personality was fake. It's like they're playing a role in a movie, right? That's not really them. That's not really their thoughts. Everything about them is just complete and total bullshit. And I never wanted to be that way. And that's why I'm, in some ways, I'm like that on this YouTube channel, right? I say exactly what I think, right? And if people want to react negatively to that, I don't really care, right? Because how people respond to what I say, I really don't care if it's the right thing to say. I'm going to say it. Right? And I've always been that way in life. I remember, having girlfriends, you guys probably can relate to this with your girlfriends or wives. They ask you these crazy questions like, hey, how does this dress make me look? And I would be that guy that would say, hey, makes your ass look big, right? And then, why I'm single right now probably was because, I would be brutally honest like that. But, some women, I would find were actually receptive to that as far as they appreciated the honesty rather than the lie. Of course, you've got a lot of women that would rather have the lie. Anyway, I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent here. The purpose of today's video is I wanted to talk about this phenomenon where I see all of these people, especially online, that demand people apologize. They're demanding people apologize. In many cases, they're demanding people apologize for things they didn't even do, things they didn't even say, or, accusations that are not substantiated in any way. I think you're this, I think you're that, I think you think this way, do this, and I demand an apology from you. And what's crazy is some of these people that are the ones being demanded to apologize for things they didn't do, actually, sometimes these people actually do apologize. And it's weird. I don't get this. I would never do this. In my entire life, I have never apologized for something I didn't do. Now, again, because I'm not a bullshitter, I often apologize when I am wrong. I'm one of these people that's not afraid to say when I'm wrong or when I've done something that was hurtful to somebody. I'll apologize for it. I think that's healthy. As a matter of fact, it makes that other person feel good, but it also makes me feel good when I acknowledge, hey, I did something wrong. I know I did something wrong. I'm going to try not to do that in the future, because in the end, it's all about, going forward in life, bettering yourself, and you can't do that unless you acknowledge your mistakes. So I don't mind apologizing for the things that I have done. I would never, ever apologize for something I didn't do, right? But for one thing, when you apologize for something you didn't do, it's not necessarily a legal situation, but in a court of law, right? If this was a legal setting, you don't ever apologize for something you didn't do, because that's essentially admitting guilt, right? So also be careful if these people are accusing you of potentially doing anything that could be involved in a criminal or civil matter, like in court. Never ever apologize for something you didn't do, right? Like, that's the dumbest thing you could possibly do ever. And what's odd is, again, these people that I guess they apologize for things they didn't do because they imagine that if they apologize, the people that are criticizing them will all of a sudden no longer hate them anymore. They'll all of a sudden start liking you because you apologized. And a lot of people feel like they have to be liked. There is, unfortunately, a large percentage of the human population that is more worried about being liked than being right. They're more worried about not getting their feelings hurt or stroking their ego rather than being right or, knowing the truth about anything, right? And for me, I'm the exact opposite way. I'm much more worried about being right. I'm much more worried about the truth than being liked or making somebody else want to like me. I am not concerned about that at all. It's a strange concept to me. And these people that are out there demanding other people always apologize to them, Why are they doing that in my entire life? Again, this is, I guess, two different kinds of people. I have never demanded somebody apologize to me, ever. Never done that. I've never done it in real life. I've never done it online. I've never demanded somebody apologize for anything they've done to me, even if they've done some crazy things and wronged me in some way. I don't need an apology from them. What the hell's their apology going to do for me, right? But we live in a world now with all of these really emotionally fragile people, these really broken people, as far as they're broken emotionally, spiritually, psychologically. They're just damaged goods, and a lot of these people are the ones that are out there demanding other people apologize to them, because they imagine going around and demanding people apologize to them about everything that's going to somehow fix their pain, right? It's going to somehow ease their pain and suffering, but they don't realize that an apology from somebody, some random person you're demanding an apology from, and say I apologize to one of these broken people, they're still going to be a broken person. They're still going to have that psychological damage, whatever it is that they are suffering through. My apology, even if I meant it, which I wouldn't, I would just be saying it just to be saying it, but no, it does nothing for you. And I just wish more people took the time to actually evaluate their actions. If you're one of these people, especially on social media, going around and demanding apologies from people, and in some cases for things that these people didn't do, and somebody else did something, but I want you to apologize for what this other person did. That's absolutely insane, right? Like, I don't even recognize the world anymore. This is not the world I grew up in, because in the world I grew up in, when we saw somebody that was a bullshitter, right? Somebody completely full of shit that was demanding somebody apologize for somebody else's actions or whatever it happens to be, unless, the one exception is an adult that is the legal guardian of a child, obviously is legally responsible for the actions of a child, but no adult is legally responsible for the actions of some other adult. And I don't need to apologize for some other adult's actions, ever, right? So, I don't know. I don't really know where I was going in this video. I felt like walking around in my backyard and filming one of these boomer vlogs and having a heart-to-heart talk. I haven't had one of these with you guys in a while. So anyway, just some of my thoughts. Peace, guys.